Let's be honest, dating in your midlife or later years can feel like a trap, especially if you're an older woman wondering if the man you're seeing is actually interested in you or just along for the ride. You might have asked yourself, is he serious or just passing the time? Is he genuinely seeing me, or is it just his fantasy to date an older woman? Why do I always feel like I have to guess how he feels? You are not the only one with these questions. According to a study published in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships in 2022, women over 40 were much less confident in themselves when they first started dating than women under 40. Here's where things become tougher. A lot of males know how to appear interested without actually being interested. They say the correct things, they do the bare minimum, but you're still unsure. So, how do you tell if a man is actually interested in you as an older woman rather than just enjoying the novelty or playing games? Let us be honest. You see, it is more than simply a waste of time. It has to do with your emotions, pride, and self-worth. When you mistake the indicators, you risk being attracted to someone who is emotionally unavailable, pouring energy into a connection that isn't mutual, and losing faith in your capacity to detect genuine connection. Furthermore, older women frequently confront misconceptions such as being overly experienced, harsh, or set in their ways. So when a man expresses interest, it's tempting to ignore your feelings and go with the flow. But here is the truth. Real interest is never unclear. When a man is sincerely interested in an older woman, he expresses it in very precise, consistent, and sometimes subtle ways. These are not simply hunches. They are supported by tendencies identified in psychological studies and real-world relationship data. Let's go over the 9 telltale indicators that a man is actually interested in an older lady, so you can stop guessing and start believing what you see. Here are 9 signals that a man is actually interested in an older woman. He maintains consistent communication without being pushed. One of the first and most obvious signs, he does not leave. In a 2021 study published in Communication Research Reports, researchers discovered that males who were emotionally committed in a relationship initiated contact 67% more often than those who were casually dating. If he always texts you good morning, follows up on your conversations, and does not leave you hanging, he is not just being courteous. He's expressing emotional connection. Consistency is not about large-scale actions. It's about being trustworthy without having to pursue him. He pays close attention and remembers every detail. When a man is sincerely attracted to an older lady, he is tuned in, not only hearing, but listening. Does he bring up topics you said weeks ago, such as your favorite book, your sister's birthday, or your thoughts on a movie? A study conducted by the University of Kansas discovered that attentive listening was one of the top 3 predictors of long-term romantic compatibility. And it turns out that a man's age does not affect his willingness to listen. It is interest that does. So, if he remembers your stories and checks in on things that are important to you, it's a strong indication that his sentiments go beyond the surface. He accepts your age, not simply tolerates it. Let us be blunt. Some men are interested in older women, but only when it is convenient. They want the growth and experience, but not the real-world aspects, such as children, ex-partners, or life baggage. However, a man who is actually interested in you will not make age-related jokes. He does not compare you to younger ladies. He does not ask you to appear younger or try to be someone you are not. Instead, he values your perspective. He appreciates the route you've chosen. He is attracted to the depth you bring. A case study published in Psychology Today investigated couples with 10-plus year age gaps and discovered that those with the highest relational satisfaction had partners who perceived each other's age as an advantage rather than an impediment. So if he's proud to be with a lady with your expertise and confidence, that's the genuine deal. He involves you in all of his future plans, no matter how minor. We're not only talking about major commitments like moving in or marrying, we're discussing everyday plans. Let's check out that jazz concert next month. We should take that road trip you mentioned in the fall. My friend's hosting a BBQ. Want to come with me? When a man plans ahead of time with you in mind, it indicates that he does not consider you a one-time affair. According to a 2020 study published in the Personal Relationships Journal, males who made anticipated shared events a habit were 72% more likely to indicate long-term commitment. So, if he discusses upcoming weekends, holidays, or even what you'll do together next Tuesday, that's not small talk. He imagines a life with you and displays genuine interest in your life outside of him. Some men only care about what matters to them, your availability, attention, and praise. But a man who is truly interested in you wants to comprehend your universe, even if he is not the center of it. He inquires about your work, not just how your day went, but what you're enthused about. He is curious about your children, your habits, and your aspirations. Why does this matter? Because common interests foster closeness. According to relationship expert Matthew Hussey, genuine emotional engagement manifests itself as interest in a partner's inner life rather than their beauty or sexual energy. So, if he's asking, "What are you doing?" rather than "What matters to you?" Зрение, он ищет больше, чем просто очевидное. He's content with your independence. Older women may arrive with established routines, financial independence, and strong beliefs. A man who is intimidated by this will silently try to dominate you or guilt you into not needing him. However, a man who is sincerely interested in you will appreciate your independence. He doesn't mind if you make arrangements without him. He respects your limitations. He sees your strength as a motivation to lean in rather than draw away. According to a 2019 study published in the Journal of Women and Aging, relationship success rates increased by 58% when women felt their freedom was encouraged rather than threatened. So, if he doesn't feel the need to control but instead aligns with your life, that's a huge plus. He approaches arguments with respect and not ego. Arguments happen, but when a man is sincerely interested in you, he does not become defensive or dismissive when you express a different viewpoint. Rather than stating, "You're overthinking," he could reply, "Help me understand why that bothered you." That's an important emotional sign. In a series of interviews with couples in long-term relationships with age disparities, the Gottman Institute discovered that males who demonstrated emotional maturity during disagreement were more likely to maintain long-term attachments with older women. So, if he can sit in pain, work through miscommunication, and treat you as an equal throughout arguments, he has relationship potential. He appreciates you for who you are, not simply your appearance. Of course, everyone enjoys nice compliments, but there is a distinction between flattery and depth. A man who is really into you will remark on things like, "I love how grounded you are in tough situations. You inspire me with how you handle people. I respect how you own your truth." Sure, he may still think you look wonderful in that dress, but it isn't the only thing he notices. A University of Toronto study discovered that emotional attraction was 3 times more predictive of long-term desire than physical attraction. If his admiration extends beyond the physical, you've found someone who recognizes and appreciates the true you. He doesn't play games, he shows up. Finally, the simplest and clearest clue of all, he is emotionally accessible. He does not appear as a ghost. He does not leave you puzzled. He does not cancel at the last minute or go into hiding for days. He arrives when he says he will. He speaks. He's steadfast. According to clinical psychologist Dr. Ramani Durvasula, emotional availability is at the heart of any good adult relationship, and inconsistency is frequently the first sign of emotional unavailability. So, if the man you're seeing is open, present, and dependable, you're not imagining it. That isn't simply luck, it's genuine interest. If a guy is actually interested in you as an older woman, he will maintain constant communication. Listen and remember what's important to you. Embrace your age and life experience. Include you in future plans. Take care of your world beyond him. Respect your freedom. Manage conflict with mental maturity. Complement your spirit, not just your appearance. Arrive with honesty and energy. These are not fairy tale signs. They are observable, measurable, and supported by actual connection data. So, if you notice any of these indicators, believe your instincts. Don't second-guess yourself, and if you don't see them, it's time to consider whether you're with someone who recognizes your complete worth, or just a portion of it. Because the truth is, a man who genuinely cares about an older lady does not make her guess. He helps her feel seen, heard, and cherished. If this resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and share this video with another strong woman who deserves clarity and compassion. In the comments, please let me know which of these signals you've noticed in your own experience, or which you're currently looking for.